Thank you very much, Ogi Kash. Well, now most of you will be thinking that we're just talking. Well, let me remind you, we're at the speaking event, and that is what we're supposed to do. But nevertheless, we have something to thrill you. So that's why I asked that our dance troupe, please get ready to thrill the crowd. So straight ahead, we go to the impromptu speeches. Group 1, Speaker 8 and 3, and on our list, it is Bishop David Oyedepo and Leke Auda for Group 1. So first and foremost, let's have Bishop David Oyedepo for Group 1.
Restoring the dignity of the black man, a present-day imperative. At no other time in the history of the African is the issue of the restoration of the African more urgent than now. What better time can be urgent on recovery except at a time when recovery seems irrecoverable? This is as simple as asking the question, what are we restoring? What does restoration entail? We have thought that restoration is political independence, and now we are disappointed. Or we have thought that restoration is indigenous leadership. We are also disappointed. Some people have also thought that restoration is a change of color or a change of class. But now they have been decorated with a flag of frustration. In my view, restoration is not adaptation to imported values or assimilation of exotic virtues. Rather, restoration is the rediscovery of our original values and the development of our indigenous empowerment and capacities from our base of unlimited opportunities. The loss of dignity was not the result of color, but the result of blindness. We are backward not because we are back. We are backward likely because we are blind, unable to see our original values and natural endowments. There is a need for discovery of our self-worth and true identity. Self-worth is fundamental to the process of restoration. Self-worth, I believe, can only be discovered by getting back to the very source of light. God created all human beings with equal capacity and opportunities to excel, to discover their garden, dress their garden wherever they are found. Thank you very much.
Now call on the person for Leke Auda.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will be speaking about an issue that affects our nation. I'll be telling a story. Now, this is an excerpt from Leke Auda, and it goes like this. In agriculture, Nigeria has the climatic condition of the top 20 agricultural exporters in the world. The climate of Brazil is in Benue State. The climate of Thailand is in Rivers State. Thus, without hesitation, I would conclude that a resource-rich nation full of beggarly elements is an inversion of divine calculus. The evidence before us would seem to suggest that these people whose lives are circumscribed by the abundance of mineral and agricultural blessings will not only never be hungry, but would also be abundantly wealthy. Gold will glitter off the blackness of their skins, and their sharp intelligence would be resound. All the food minerals required for intelligence can be found in their forests, lakes, and swamps. It is God's intention that such a nation as this would never lack because of the articulation of sedimentary deposits and the giftedness of its people, a daring, ambitious, and adventurous race. Now, but the issue is this, but deliberating ignorance holds us back as a nation. Ignorance is our fetters of iron, our chains that hold us back. Poverty of whatever form, be it material or mind, is a weapon of mass destruction. Today, I do not stand at Lokoja, at the confluence of River Niger and River Benue. I do not stand at the great divide where political and ethno-racial opportunists have tried to segregate us according to the cardinal points of the compass, north, east, south, and west. I do not stand at the place of waste and wantonness and profligacy. I will not stand in the place of desecrable excretion of the putridity of visionlessness and deficiency of critical thinking. Rather, I stand at the confluence of time, where blessedness meets divine intendment. I stand at the intersection of history, where the past meets the future. I proclaim to you that it is time. It is time that we take back our nation. It is time that we take back our lives. It is time that we take back our glory. It is time that we rent forth the veils of darkness into twine, peer back the blinds of history, and look into the future. It is time. The future is now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause as he takes a seat. Thank you very much. For those of us that know Lekki Alda, I must say he's dressed like Lekki Alda. What do you think? The bow tie, the head. The head or the hair? Which do we call it? I think I'll say the head. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So straight up, we'll go to group 2, and I'll be meeting Mrs. Yemi Olusoya to pick what group 2 will be doing. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for her. So, group 2, are you ready? We have number 6 and number 10. And according to our list, that is Hillary Clinton and Steve Jobs. So, straight up, let's have Hillary Clinton come and do us. Please, it's expedient that you acquaint us with where the speech was said, the time, if you have it. Please, so you put us in the mood. Thank you very much. A round of applause for her.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'll be taking an excerpt of the speech of Hillary Rodham Clinton on the December 6th, 2011 at Geneva, Switzerland. Remarks in recognition of International Human Rights Day. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and let me express my deep honor and pleasure at being here today. I'd like to thank Director General Takaya and Ms. Wyden, along with other ministers, ambassadors, excellencies, and UN partners. This weekend, we will celebrate Human Rights Day, the anniversary of one of the great accomplishments of the last century. Beginning in 1947, delegates from 6 continents devoted themselves to drafting a declaration that would enshrine the fundamental rights and freedoms of people everywhere. In the aftermath of World War II, many nations pressed for a statement of this kind to ensure that would prevent future atrocities and protect the inherent humanity and dignity of all people. And so the delegates went to work. They discussed, they wrote, they revisited, revised, rewrote for thousands of hours, and they incorporated suggestions and revisions from governments, organizations, and individuals around the world. I know that the thoughts that I've shared to you today involve questions on which opinions are still evolving. As it has happened so many times before, opinion will converge once again with the truth, the immutable truth, that all humans are created free and equal in dignity and rights. We are called once more to make real the words of the Universal Declaration. Let us answer that call. Let us be on the right side of history for our people, our nations, and future generations whose lives be shaped by the work that we do today. I come before you with great hope and confidence that no matter how long the road ahead, we will travel it successfully together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A round of applause again for her. A round of applause again for her. So we'll take the second speaker for group 2. The speaker taking Steve Jobs.
Good afternoon, eminent judges, parents of Covenant University students present, and our eminent kings and queens. My name is Ukaswanya Daniel, and I'm here to do an excerpt of a speech given by Steve Jobs during the commencement ceremony of Stanford University in the month of July in the year 2005. Okay. Thank you. I am really honored to be with you today for your commencement from one of the finest universities in the world. Truth be told, I never really graduated from college, and this is the closest I've ever gotten to a college graduation. Today, I'll be telling you 3 stories from my life. That's it. No big deal. Just 3 stories. The first story is about connecting the dots. I dropped out of Reed College after my first 6 months, but then stayed around as a drop-in for another 18 months or so before I really quit. So why did I quit? It all started before I was born. My mother was a young unwed graduate student, and so decided to put me up for adoption. She felt very strongly that I should be adopted by college graduates, so everything was set for me to be adopted by a lawyer and his wife, except that when I popped out, they decided at the last minute that they really wanted a girl. So my parents were on a waiting list, got a call in the middle of the night, asking, "We've got an unexpected baby boy. Do you want him?" They said, "Of course." My biological mother later found out that my mother had never graduated from college and that my father had never graduated from high school. She refused to sign the final adoption papers. She only relented a few months later when my parents promised that I would go to college. This was the start in my life. And 17 years later, I did go to college, but I naively chose a college that was almost as expensive as Stanford. And so all of my working class parents' savings were spent on paying my college tuition. I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. It wasn't all that romantic. I didn't have a dorm room, so I had to sleep on the floor in friends' rooms. I would return Coke bottles for the 5-cent deposits to buy food with, and would trek across town every Sunday night to buy one good meal a week at the Hare Krishna temple. I loved it, and much of what I learned by following my curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on. Let me give you one example. Reed College at the time offered perhaps one of the best calligraphy instructions in the country. Because I had dropped out and didn't have to take normal classes, I decided to take a calligraphy class to learn how to do this. I learned about serif and sans serif typefaces, about varying equal amounts of space between different letter combinations, about what makes great typography great. 10 years later, when we are designing the first Macintosh computer, it all came back to me, and we designed the Mac. Now, if I had not dropped in on that single course in college, it's possible that the Mac would never have the multiple typefaces and proportionally spaced fonts that it does now. And since Windows just copied the Mac, it's possible that no personal computers will have them. If I had not dropped out to drop in on that single calligraphy class in college, it's likely that no personal computers will have the wonderful typography that they do now. Of course, it was impossible for me to collect the dots when looking forward in college, but it was very, very clear looking backwards 10 years later. So I urge you today that you cannot connect the dots by looking forward. You can only connect them by looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's go straight to the next presentation, and that will be done by Prodigy. Prodigy, let's give them a round of applause as they come on stage. Please don't stop clapping. Don't stop clapping. Thank you very much. You've been a great audience.
The thumb, the thickest and the most important digit of the human hand, has been used in the past for picking up objects, in the Middle years for commending good works, and is now being used for personal recognition through thumb printing and the likes. However, this most recent use in pinging is most intriguing.
In 1999, the Canadian company Research in Motion designed and developed a new device known as the BlackBerry. It revolutionized the communication world, contributing to the world becoming a global village.
Information transfer has now little or no obstruction. As the BlackBerry has now come to stay, the BlackBerry has a wide range of instant messaging, gaming, and multimedia purposes. I am Okafor Marvin.
I am Mary Collette.
Otobo Janet.
Grace Ayim.
And we are Team Prodigy.
Here to delve into the BlackBerry world and bring into a new light of the communication giant.
The BlackBerry accounted 3% of device sales in the year 2011, making its manufacturers the 6th most popular device makers.
Over the years, the BlackBerry has evolved from the first BlackBerry device, the 850, which was a 2-pager device introduced in 1999, to the Pearl,
to the Storm,
to the Bold,
to the Touch,
the Style, down to the Porsche series.
It is no wonder a large percentage of Nigerians are now utilizing this intriguing device. With only a few harnessing its full potentials, majority of its users prepare to use its messaging faculty while evading its education and resource-finding abilities.
This has caused a serious health problem known as
the BlackBerry thumb.
What is the BlackBerry thumb?
It is the name given to a repetitive strain injury caused by the overusing of the BlackBerry in sending emails and for work purposes. Excessive use of the BlackBerry is a major cause of this newfound problem. Even the Bible shows us in Philippians 4:5 that everything should be done in moderation. The BlackBerry not only affects the health when overused, it is also a major cause of distraction to its users.
The common saying, "Don't drink and drive," has now been replaced with "Don't ping and drive." Students no longer concentrate on their studies, listen to their parents, or take chores seriously anymore. It has also adversely affected relationships. The erroneous desire for a BlackBerry has led to vices like theft and cybercrime.
However, the advantages are not left out here, as key people in the world are found using this device. Did you know that Obama used BlackBerry for his campaign? And also that our humble president ever remains a devoted user of this remarkable piece of technology? Well, the potentials of the BlackBerry are not to be overemphasized.
Clearly, when put to good use, the BlackBerry has so many advantages that overshadows the disadvantages, and the BlackBerry soon fades out in time as products like the Apple and Android come into technology and bring the iPad, the iPod, the iTouch, just name it.
The BlackBerry, no doubt, has left its imprint on the sands of time. Years from now, we'll reminisce on how the BlackBerry became the sixth sense of many.
In conclusion, we leave you with this question. How has the BlackBerry affected you? I am Okafor Marvin.
I am Mary Collette.
Otobo Janet.
Grace Ayim.
And once again, we are
Team Prodigy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team Prodigy. I was just told they're trainees of Group 3, so let's give it up for Group 3 again, Team Sunesis. A round of applause for Team Sunesis. I must say, we're raising great speakers here in CU. Great speakers. So straight up to the next Group 3. So Group 3, are we ready? It says here, numbers 9 and 7. And on our list, that's Martin Luther King Jr. and Fela Durotue. So let's have Martin Luther King Jr. come off stage.
Good day to you all. Today, I reiterate to you the speech of one of the world's greatest, Martin Luther King, at the Washington Square on one sunny March, that 23rd of August, 1963. However, I choose not to be dogmatic in my approach as I relate to my very country. Indeed, I have a dream. I am happy to join you in what will be the greatest demonstration for peace and unity in the history of our nation. I call you Nigerians to the urgency of the now. I call you Nigerians to the dream of the present. I announce to my Nigeria the birth of a dream. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Enugu, BC and Amina will walk hand in hand with Chinedu and Oke. I have a dream that someday my 4 children will not be judged by the culture of their father, but by the content of their character. I have a dream that someday the glory of God shall reveal the justice in the face of Nigerians, where tribe and ethnicity will not matter, but ethnic justice will reign as against injustice in my country. I have a dream that God will reveal the best of Nigeria and a glory will come alive. Thank you.
A round of applause for that brilliant delivery. Short and precise. Most of you might be wondering why the ovation was very loud for our presenter. Well, last semester we had something similar to this, and it was our most energetic. Thank you very much for bringing back the energy. Now straight away we go to Fela Durotoye by Group 3. Let's have Fela Durotoye.
A round of applause again for the last speaker. Today I am Fela Durotoye, and I'm going to be giving the speech he gave last 2 years, in 2010, during Synergy Week. He was here, CU Chapel, and I'm sure many of us here were present that day. We would relive the moments we lived that day, and I'm sure most of us there left there energized and fired and ready to change Nigeria. First of all, let's bow our heads for a quick word of prayer. In Jesus' name, Lord, I ask for your presence. Lord, I ask that you speak through me. Lord, I ask, oh God, that I be your vessel to birth change on this campus in Jesus' name. Well, I like to say that I'm not a motivational speaker. No, I am a loud speaker. And a loud speaker doesn't have its own message, but has the message through which the person speaking puts through. I like to say that I, Fela Durotoye, have been sent by God to tell you today that there is hope for Nigeria. Today, I have heard a lot of people talking about hope. And I've heard a lot of people talking about the future. But I'd like to announce to you today that the future is not a place or a time waiting to happen. No. The future is all you are, but have not yet become. The future is all you can do, but have not yet done. Somebody say, I am the future. No, I want to hear and energize, I am the future. The future is inside of you. The future is inside of you. And that future would not come out unless you push. Somebody say, push! I'm not talking to people who cannot see this future I'm talking about. I'm not talking to people who cannot see Nigeria as a world power. I'm not talking to people who cannot see Nigeria as a country that will be recognized in future. I'm talking to people who are willing to get their hands dirty, who are willing to do the groundwork to see Nigeria succeed. I'm talking to people who are ready to push this nation forward. Somebody say push! Well, I don't know if we really have a clear picture of what this is about, but I'm going to ask a mother in the house to tell us or to demonstrate to us how women in labor push. Yes. So I want us to pay close attention. And when she shouts, I want us to feel it, and I want us to know that as you push and you give it your energy, Nigeria will move to that place where we all desire. So, Mommy, I would humbly ask that you just shout how a woman in labor pushes. Thank you. Push! Did we hear that?
Please begin a roundup.
Did we hear that? Did we hear that? I don't know if anybody is here ready to push right now. If you are ready to push, I want you to jump up on your feet. If you are ready to see Nigeria move forward, if you are ready to take this country to another level, I want you to push! Come on, somebody is not pushing here today. I said push! Nigeria is coming out. Nigeria is coming out. She is coming out from the dunghill of depression. She is moving to a place of recognition. I have a dream that by 2025, December 31, people would line up for visas to Nigeria to study. Is somebody hearing me here today? I said push! And as you push, Nigeria will get there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A wonderful presentation. Very energetic. Group 4. Wonderful. It's number 4. And number 2. Wow. Even numbers. Wonderful. On our list, number 2 is Barack Obama. And number 4, our very own Professor Isaac Obayan. So let us start from the roots by taking Professor Isaac Obayan, then we'll go to Barack Obama. So let's have the presenter for Group 4.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ajala Temilolu, and I'll be taking the Vice Chancellor's speech, Professor Isaac Obayan. It was the great anthropologist who said, never underestimate that group of committed people who can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that it ever has. Today at Covenant University, as we celebrate the second convocation exercise of a university dubbed the Release of Eagles 2007, we graduate our second set of graduates. In the process, we reform our commitment to our objective to raise a new generation of leaders to reflect the changes that our world desperately needs. This is why we refer to our graduates of today as Eagles. Because the missing splendor of that magnificent bird, which represents the growth of an inborn capacity to soar in the skies and rise in life. It is, in this background, therefore, that I feel especially honored as I welcome to this second graduation ceremony of Covenant University at Canaan Land, Otta. At this point, may I respectfully and humbly recognize and acknowledge the Chancellor of Covenant University for his obedience to an obediently heavenly vision and his dedication to driving the fulfillment of on a day-in, day-out basis. It is passion and exemplary leadership in a unique place, fueled by visionary perspective of transformation and change continues to not only inspire us, but provide us very real, possible, visible leadership in his actions, his thoughts, decisions, and of course, his deeds in living his creed. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for our speaker. A round of applause for our speaker. Many of you might be wondering why she was stuttering. Well, if you were at the presentation of that very speech, that was the very mannerism of our VC that day. So it wasn't a mistake. So a round of applause for her. It wasn't really a mistake. So for most of you that thought it was intentional, well, it wasn't intentional. Well, there you have it. So let's have the second speaker for Group 4, Barack Obama.
My name is DK Kenneth. I'm here to present Barack Obama's future speech. If there's anyone out there who still believes, who still doubts that America is a place that all things are possible, who still wonders if the dreams of our founders are still alive with us, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer. Is the answer told by lines that stretch among schools and churches in numbers that the nation has never seen. My people waited for 3 hours, 4 hours, many for the first time in their lives, because they believe that for the first time, things are different. And they also believe that our voices are also the difference. Is the answer spoken by young and old, rich and poor, Republicans and Democrats, gay or straight, disabled and not disabled, Americans who send a message to the whole world? There have not been a collection of individuals or a collection of red states or bad states. But we are and will always be the United States of America. Thank you.
Well, from our list, I guess that leaves Group 5 with Margaret Thatcher and Michelle Obama. So let's have Margaret Thatcher. A round of applause for her.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Igbemere Chineye, 400 level biochemistry. I'm here to give a speech by Margaret Thatcher, which was given in 1975, a free society speech. Some socialists seem to believe that people should be in numbers in a state computer rather than individuals. Thank heavens no one else is quite like anyone else. For a man has the right to be unequal, but to us, all humans are equally important. However much the socialists may choose to pretend otherwise, a man's right to work as he will, spend as he earns, have properties, and have the state as servant and not as master. This is the essence of the free economy, and on this freedom, all other freedom depends. On this note, I like to congratulate the men and the women of the armed forces who for the skilled bravery and loyalty to this country. We were faced by an unprovoked act of aggression, and we responded as we have in times past, in unity, strength, and loyalty, showing the promise that a lot has been sacrificed. In the end, right will prevail over wrong. And I put it to the gentleman opposite, that this is not a time to cope, find faults, or demand inquiries. That would happen, I can assure you of that, for we have nothing to hide. No. This is a time to hold our heads high and take pride in being British. Thank you.
A round of applause to the Iron Lady. A round of applause to the Iron Lady. Straight away, let's take Michelle Obama. Wow.
Thank you. This speech was read by Michelle Obama, Prezi Seals in commencement speech in Northern Iowa University. I want to encourage all of you, no matter where you go, keep doing that. Keep honoring our troops and their families. As you have seen in the last week, how much these folks deserve our support. I mean, just imagine a small group of brave men dropped by the helicopter half down the world, away in the depth high of a territory they've never been to before. I mean, just imagine that. One thing very striking, they never hesitated at all. They went straight up, fought it, and conquered. Please, let's put our hands together for the troops. And they did not just as Navy SEALs, they did as husbands, as fathers, as sons. The families were back home. They didn't have any idea of what kind of mission they were going to accomplish. They waited in expectation while some died. But we thank God some came back alive. What more can I say than this is the true essence of the word service? At the least, what we can do is to gracefully take care of these families and appreciate them the best way we can. They are true U.S. citizens. I would like to round up and tell you, graduating class, do the best you can. The best you can in impacting your world. Do the best you can. I have a passion for military forces and their families, and that's where my heart goes out to. Where does your heart go out to today? I speak this to you and to your heart. You're still young minds over here. Do the best you can. God bless you.
A round of applause for Group 1. Wonderful, wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one more time. I'm so excited tonight. Sunesis said Mr. Muyiwa's vision is 2. The first version of that speech had to be edited because she said Mr. Muyiwa's baby is 2. My son will be 1 in a few days' time. So that's why we had to edit that part. I know very soon the results will be released. It's evident that there is a trophy. There are medals. And I want to here acknowledge all the members of the Omega Class 2012 of the public speaking class. Would you please stand up for recognition wherever you may be seated? Omega, can you please hold on to someone's hand and say congratulations? Something very small, not harsh, just very little, the Michelle Obama way. Congratulations. I want to thank you all. Please be seated. Deputy Vice Chancellor, sir, I want to say that all the persons who made presentations at the group level were 100 level students, all of them. And the proof of training in a public speaking class would be if you can replicate and duplicate all that you have inculcated. And that was what we saw. All of them, all the 5 groups were trained by students from this Omega class. And indeed, I said to myself, there is no bullying in Covenant University. Rather, the public speaking class has been a platform for a rallying point. And that is what these persons have brought to birth today. I once again want to say I am very proud of you all. And without having to work on who was to deliver the impromptu speech, I realized many of the final year students had the privilege to take on the platform. They are leaving us in a few days' time. Final year students in Omega class, public speaking. What a way to come to an end of an EDS experience. For us, we'll miss you. And very shortly, we will have an alumni of the public speaking class. Okay? And so I'm proud of you. The book has been written. The book is being processed for a large platform for endorsement. This space is too small to receive valid endorsements for the efforts that you have made. The world must hear what you have done. The world must hear it. And that's why I know at the appropriate time before the close of this session, the world will be hearing, seeing, touching, feeling, having a tangible experience of that which you have come to birth as an influence. So please, bear with us tonight. We will not be making public show of the book. The book is out. You've seen the picture, but at a particular time, at an appropriate time, we'll be doing the grand opening and the grand launch of it. Can I ask that 3 persons come out from the graduating class? We'll be presenting you your certificates today as well, certificates of participation, and a number of you will be getting letters of commendation. So I would like to call just 3 persons. I'll call Israel. Adoba. I know you're not graduating, I know. I'm not asking you to graduate now. Don't be afraid. I'll call on IBK. I'll call on Emmanuel Agunze. While we wait for the judges, I was looking forward to hear these guys speak. But when I didn't hear them, when I didn't get them, I didn't feel very good. But because we're still waiting, let's start from Leke Alder.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Adiba Ibukun. I'm going to be delivering a paper presented by Leke Alder at TREM Akoka Youth Financial Empowerment Seminar. Today, I want to discuss a very important subject matter with you. I want to discuss nothing. In thinking of what to say at this seminar, I wondered and pondered, and I seemed not to come up with anything but nothing. So congratulations, you've come to listen to nothing. I wish to apologize on behalf of the people who are organizing this seminar and this event for inviting you to listen to nothing. God bless you and good night. But on a second thought, there is something about nothing. You can never learn unless you can keep an open mind. Tabula rasa. A Greek word that simply defines a blank state, nothing on my mind. So nothing is good for learning. Without learning, we cannot make progress in life. We may seem to be making progress, but without knowledge, you are making uninformed progress. That is, you're going in the right direction or not is dependent on whether you have knowledge or not. And we cannot know whether we are doing the right thing. All because of what? Nothing. Nothing is a sign of humility. The man who is already something cannot become something. But if you are nothing, you have a chance to become something. Oh, there are many nothings out there. Starting from the church usher to the gate man. From the secretary to the policeman. Now, all of them have something in common. What is that? Wrong answer. They oppress people. We can explain the rich oppressing the poor. But how on earth do you explain the poor oppressing the poor? I'll tell you a story. Someone told me this story of a man who was on a Lagos Kombi commuter bus. What you all know as Danfo. This man got into a quarrel with a fellow passenger. And he was screaming at the top of his voice, with the vein in his neck, throbbing and probing out. And he was saying, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I mean, who can you be in a Danfo bus? The fellow passenger asked him, who are you? And he said, my brother is a doctor in the Tinkan Island port. As laughable as this man's statement is, You have to learn something from his debacle. That you are as important as your associations. So, watch your associations. Even God cannot do anything unless we have nothing. I mean, those that are well have no need of a doctor. The Lord said. Jesus said, I will make you fishers of men. Now, note this. In this statement, fishers of men is a variable. In the sense that God can make you anything he wants to make you. Now, what did I say? Only God can make you. Man can't. Only God can make nothing something. And if you want a godfather, then why not go for the original? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I want to recognize DVC. I also want to recognize my dad in the house. Thank you, sir, Reverend Maxwell Agunze Akpati. Today, I'll be replicating the speech given by Martin Luther King Jr. on August 28, 1963, at the Lincoln Memorial, Washington, D.C. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friends, that even though we are faced with the difficulties of today and that of tomorrow, I still have a dream. And this dream is deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold this truth to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and sons of former slave owners will come sit together at a table of brotherhood. I have a dream my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that even right there in Alabama, with his vicious racist and his governor having words dripping with interposition and nullification right there in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls will join hands with little white boys and little white girls as brothers and sisters. I have a dream today. I have a dream, and every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and every rocky place will become a plain, and every crooked place shall be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall fill the land, and all flesh shall see it together. But for America to achieve this dream and truly to be a great nation, then let freedom ring from the conventional slopes of California. Let freedom ring from the hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York, the stony mountains of Georgia, the Lookout Mountains of Tennessee, the mole and the molehill of Mississippi. Let freedom ring, so that it will be said that we are hastening that day when all of God's children, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, and all will come and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. May we arise as we sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. I made a good Emmanuel. Thank you.
Pardon me, I would like to just take a female in place of the male. I'll take Funto. She's graduating. Pardon me, sir. Just before we take the final one, she's graduating. Funto is doing Hillary Clinton, I guess. The results are out already. Very soon, they won't be pasted. They will be read out. Let's welcome Funto.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shanu Oluwafunto, and I will be presenting Hillary Clinton's speech at the National Democratic Convention on the night of the 25th of August, 2008, in a campaign for Barack Obama as President of the United States of America. I am so honored to be here tonight. I'm here tonight as a proud mother, as a proud Democrat, as a proud senator from New York, a proud American, and a proud supporter of Barack Obama. My friends, it is time to take back the country we love. And whether you voted for me or you voted for Barack, the time is now to unite as a single party with a single purpose. We are on the same team, and none of us can afford to sit on the sidelines. This is a fight for the future, and it is a fight we must win together. I haven't spent the last 35 years in the trenches advocating for children, campaigning for universal health care, helping parents balance work and family, and fighting for women's rights here at home and around the world, to watch another Republican in the White House squander our promise of a country that really fulfills the hopes of its people. And you haven't worked so hard over the last 18 months or endured the last 8 years to suffer through more failed leadership. No way, no how, no McCain. Barack Obama is my candidate, and he must be our president. To my supporters, to my champions, to my sisterhood of the traveling pantsuits, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you because you never gave in and you never gave up. Thank you.
Ladies, well, sincerely speaking, there's only one thing I don't feel proud about. The fact that we have not read our own speech. And when you're leaving here, get your own message. Powerful as it was, powerful as we heard that of Fela Durotoye, inspiring as we heard that of Martin Luther King Jr., creative as that of Leke Alder. We must get a message that will change our world. Our message is our influence for change.
People are going to dance with me. Yes, I can dance. Don't be surprised I don't do anything already. Ladies and gentlemen, Olamide and Co. Yeah. And Technical Co, please don't dollars, please. Choreography. You do choreography. the mic, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Chief Judge to present to us. Put your hands together to welcome Professor Charles Ogbulogo.
Please can have a seat. I also have a dream. I also been pushing all day, but the story is a little different. I will not be pushing alone. I've been pushing with my colleagues, so I've been leading from behind. Can I request Mr. Taiwo a comment? Can you put the hands together for him as he counts, please? Just a comment, impressions, one or two things we can do better.
It was a great day, a very great outing. I'm proud to be here. And words are really powerful. And it's so glad to know that we have many people to take the message of change out there and to transform societies and nations with it. Like I always say, you will do greatly and you can do great things. So just make sure you go out. Don't allow it end here. During your summer, look for platforms to speak. Look for platforms to impact people. Look for platforms to transform people with words. And God bless you.
Thank you. Mr. Odunuga, the founder of Resonance. Can you begin to put your hands together for him, please? Thank you. Have we learned any few things from you? Thanks.
Thanks for the privilege. Wow. The best place to be on earth right now is this place, really. I'm Samuel, you've done a very good job. And the entire EDS team. I'm very grateful, and I just can't imagine in the next couple of years from now, people won't be standing here to quote the likes of Feladro Toye or Leke Alda, or they'll be quoting the likes of Kenneth Dike, Toye, and the rest of them. I'm proud of you, and it's been an awesome time. Like my colleague said there, it needs to go beyond this place. You need to have a message, you need to have a content of yours. But I'm really proud of you guys because you don't really know what this has done. This is a platform. One man said, give me a mic and a platform, and I will change the world. Now, you don't know what your message can do. Just a 5-minute speech. Bill Clinton, former U.S. president, committed adultery. I'm about to remember that. And just a couple of minutes speech of I'm sorry, it became one of the most cherished American presidents till today. Just one speech changed the whole scenario and what people felt about him. Now, you can change the world with just few minutes of statements. Some of you will be called very soon to become ambassadors of Nigeria. Just 2-minute speech will make Boko Haram terrorists change their mind on Nigeria. I hope you believe that. So tell your neighbor, the world is waiting for you.
The world is waiting for you. And that speech by Bill Clinton was called A Season of Turning. A season of turning. And I'm sure this is your own season of turning. The president of American English Association is an architect, Mujica, a man from Chile. He didn't study English, but architecture. We have a man in architecture here, Actor Lelade. A comment. Thank you. Please, you can put a hands together for him, please. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, sir.
Well, to all our students, I want to say a big congratulations to you. Please put together for yourself. Well, I must say this experience has been very educating, very entertaining, and very informative. I want to say that this is a big kudos to the EDS platform, a big kudos to the university management, a big kudos to the lecturer, a friend of mine, a brother, for about 10 years now, Mr. Faduga. Well done, well done, well done. God bless you.
Thank you. I didn't say the word emperor today. Yes, I know I'll skip Dr. Amodo because it's going to perform a particular function. Let me call Pastor Oga. Pastor Oga is an MD of a company, one of our own. He's soaring very high in the skies. Pastor Oga, impressions. Thanks.
Good day, everyone. I'll begin by saying quite a lot has changed since I left Covenant University. I think we should put our hands together for that. It's been wonderful. I just sat down there and I was wishing we had something like this 2002 or 2003. Well, we have it now. We thank God for it. Well, I'll leave us with one word. I came across a striking statement. It said, one striking thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. We are where we are today as a nation, as a people, by the daily inputs of people ahead of us. Let this message of change not end in our voices, just interacting with ourselves. Let it not just end in our speeches, but let it cloak us as a robe. Let that be our identity. Let it be our drive. For those of us out there, it's challenging, but we're soaring. We're working. And seeing each and every one of you here gives me hope, gives us hope that we have another army of change agents coming to join us, and together we'll take this nation by storm. Please put your hands together. Thank you.
And I'm sure you have something in your hands already. You have something in your hands already. If you have something in your hands already, put your hands together for Stephen Oluwatobi. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. First of all, can we just appreciate all those who did a good job today regarding the speech? For me, because I'm somehow acquainted with the coordinator of this group, and I don't know how you can help us, because I just wish the whole university management was represented here, because I think this is how learning should be. The Chinese and the Japanese have tried to change the world because the way they teach, they follow the principle of learning by doing, not just the theory or the four walls of the classroom. So my message for everyone here today, and for other students who are not here, you can carry the message to all the students, is this. Like you said, we all have something in our hands. And for all of you who have spoken here today, if the devil can't kill you, he'll stop you. If he can't stop you, he'll slow you down. And what's hunting for is that gift that will make room for you, like your speaking gift that you have right now. And so we've spoken, and we've reeled out some messages, whether by us, original, or mimicking other persons. But the good news is this: God has given us certain things. It's now our responsibility to excavate those great things God has given to us, develop them, nurture them, and change the world with it. But the bad news is the devil wants to destroy it. If he can't destroy it, it's going to stop you. If he can't stop you, he'll slow you down. But it's your own responsibility to pay the price, to guard with all diligence that precious gift God has given you. Then we can change the world altogether. Thank you.
Thank you. He left it on the bad news, but the good news is John 10:10. The devil has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But I have come that you must have life and have it more abundantly, and more abundantly. On this call, I'll be calling the man that put together these calls. We read at his calls, he calculated them, and he's a very meticulous person. He's been working with you, Dr. Lanre Amodo.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir. I actually came here to listen, but you gave me an experience instead. Please put your hands together for yourselves. What I saw here today was a case of ordinary people becoming super people through their speeches. I saw you enter the minds of great people and project it in such a way that it affected all of us that listen. Now, my advice is that don't get out of the spirit. Leave this place in the same spirit you presented here and go and change the world out there. All it takes is just present, just speak from your heart what you did right now. And I assure you the world will listen to you. I'd like to commend the coordinator for this. You did a fantastic job. Well done. Please come, sir. Thank you very much.
Invite one parent to come. Sir? Invite one parent to come, one of the parents to come.
Reverend Agunze, please come over. I thought you were going to come with your hat, your cap. Yes. Okay. Yes, sir.
So we had this evening a very interesting contest. A contest spiced with dance, drama, improvisation, and a contest that occurred at two levels. The second level was the impromptu speech. At that level, two groups came in a tie. We'll be starting with the medals right away. And for the impromptu speech, the medals for the fourth position, third. Okay. For the third position, we go to, what do you see here, sir?
Third position to group 2.
Impromptu speech, please, can they come around? The group leader, impromptu speech. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sir, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. And we invite Madam. Thank you. Madam, please. Miss Ademo, please, can you put your hands together for her, please? Okay. Ma, what do you see here today?
Fantastic performance. Really, really fantastic. I'm happy I'm here. And I don't have any regret bringing my child to this school because at least by the time he's out, I'm sure he would have been imparted with a lot of wonderful things. And I'm happy for this group, for what you're doing. And I pray that the Lord will strengthen you the more. Jesus. Second position, impromptu speech, second position goes to group 3.
Thank you. You wait, you give them the medal. Please, can we have the leader as she begins to come to, is that the one that pushed? No. Second position for the impromptu speech. Congratulations. Thank you.
A round of applause again for group.
Thank you very much. And for the first position, impromptu speech. Sir, you call it as yourself.
First position, impromptu speech. We are in the month of May. We are in the month of grace. We are in the month of favor. Let's welcome Group 5 winners, impromptu speech. The group leader should please come forward.
round of applause for Group 5 as they come forward to take the lead position. Stand up for the champion. Stand up for the champion. Congratulations, Group 5. Congratulations, Group 5.
And now, yes, you can savor it. Congratulations. Thank you. And now, for the men contest. After the men contest, we now have the aggregate for the two. For the third position for the main event, may I request Pastor Olga to please come present it. Can you put our hands together for him, please? Thank you. Third position, the main event.
The third position is Group 5. Group 5.
A round of applause for Group 5. Coming first, coming third. A round of applause for Group 5. You can do better than that. Congratulations, Group 5. With Group 5, we have the lead and assistant trainers. Let's give a round of applause for the lead and assistant trainers. They also get to have a medal. A round of applause for the trainers. Congratulations to the facilitators of Group 5. Congratulations, Group 5. Position well deserved.
Can we have in the house Mr. Odunuga? Please come.
Okay, the presentation, the second position goes to Group 1.
Congratulations. Team Ignite goes on with the second position. Let's have the lead and assistant trainer. Congratulations, Group 1. Position well deserved. Sharply dressed too. Let's have... Congratulations, Group 1.
Stand up.